What's up YouTube? Today we are covering HCF and LCM. HCF is highest common factor, LCM is lowest common multiple. So highest common factor, the biggest factor that both 24 and 36 have. Lowest common multiple, the smallest number that is a multiple of 24 and a multiple of 36. In order to do this, you're going to need a lot of prior knowledge. You're going to need factor trees, prime numbers, factors, and multiples, all of which are in the description. Okay, HCF and LCM. The first thing that we need to do is we need to do a factor tree for our numbers. So 24, do a nice quick factor tree. 12, circle the 2 because it's prime, circle the 2 because it's prime, times 6. 6 breaks down into 2 times 3. So 24, 1, 2, 3 2s, 2 cubed times 3. In order to do this well, you really do need to be good at factor trees. So if you need more help, I really suggest click in the video in the description. 36, well 2 times 18, circle the 2 because it's prime. 2 times 9, circle the 2 because it's prime. And then 3 times 3. So 36 is 2 squared times 3 squared. The way that we do it now is you rewrite it out, but you rewrite it out really, really carefully. So we've got 24 here and 36 here. You need a different column for every single number. So you need a 2's column, a 3's column, a 5's column, 7's column, and so on. So for 24, it's 2 cubed times 3. For 36, it's 2 squared times 3 squared. This is really, probably the most important step. For highest common factor, you need to take the lowest number from each list. For lowest common multiple, you need to take the highest number from each list. So highest common factor, you actually take the lowest, lowest you take the highest. Highest, lowest, lowest, highest, highest, lowest, lowest, highest, highest, lowest, lowest, highest, highest, lowest, lowest, highest. So if I'm finding the HCF, I'm going to take the lowest one from each list. Well, which is smaller? 2 squared or 2 cubed? 2 is smaller than 3, so 2 squared is smaller. So for HCF, for highest common factor, I take the lowest one of each. So HCF, 2 squared. 3 or 3 squared, we're taking the lowest one from each column, which is lower, 3 or 3 squared. Well, 3 is going to be smaller than 3 times 3. So our HCF, 2 squared times 3. 2 times 2 times 3. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 3 is 12. So our HCF is 12. Highest, lowest, lowest, highest, highest, lowest, lowest, highest. LCM means that we're going to take the highest of each. So which is higher, 2 cubed or 2 squared? Well, 3 is higher than 2. So even though it's lowest, we find the highest one, 2 cubed times 3 squared. 8 times 9, our answer is 72. 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 3 times 3. 2 times 2 times 2 is 8. 3 times 3 is 9, 8 times 9 is 72. So that's where we find LCM and HCF. I'm going to go over another example now. Find the HCF and LCM of 20 and 66. So the first step of this question here is finding the prime factors. I've already done that for you to make it easier. 20 equals 2 squared times 5. 66 equals 2 times 3 times 11. Again, if you need more help with factor trees, click on the link in the description. So we've found the prime factors of 20, we've found the prime factors of 66. And now what we need to do is we need to put them into their columns. So we're going to have our 2's column. So 20 is 2 squared and 2. We now need to look for our 3's column. Well, 20 doesn't have any 3's, but 66 does. So we do times 3. Leave a space here because there are no 3's in the 20 column. But in the 20 column there is a 5. So we leave a space here in 66 for our 5 columns. Every time you get a new number, it needs to be a new column. If there's none of that number in your number, just leave it blank. And then finally for 66, it's times 11. So, HCF, highest, lowest, lowest, highest, highest, lowest, lowest, highest. HCF, we need to find the lowest from each. So which is lower, 2 or 2 squared? 2 is lower. Which is lower, nothing or 3? Nothing. Nothing or 5? Nothing's lower. Nothing or 11? Still going to be nothing. So our HCF is 2. For LCM, lowest common multiple, well, lowest, highest, highest, lowest, lowest, highest, highest, lowest, lowest, highest, highest, lowest. Lowest means we're going to take the highest from each. Lowest common multiple means we're looking for the highest from each. So which is the highest? 2 squared or 2? 2 squared. 3 or nothing? 3. 5 or nothing? 5. Which is higher, 11 or nothing? 11. Would you rather have £11 or no money? You'd rather have £11. So 11 is higher. And now we solve this. 2 squared times 3 times 5 times 11, 660. I'm just going to do one final example. Find the HCF and LCM of A and B. So they haven't even told us what A and B are. They've just given us the prime factors of A and B. So it's going to be the same as normal. We'll list out the prime factors of A, list out the prime factors of B, putting them in their columns. We'll do our 2 column first. A is 2 cubed, B has a 2. A has a 3 column, B doesn't, so we leave it blank. A has a 5 column, and B also has 5s in. So we're going to start with HCF. Highest common factors are highest, lowest, lowest, highest, highest, lowest, lowest, highest. So we're looking for the lowest one in each. 2 or 2 cubed? 2. 3 squared or nothing? Nothing is smaller than 3 squared, so we take nothing from this column here. 5 or 5 squared? 5 is smaller. So our HCF is 10. LCM, we take lowest common multiples, so lowest, highest, highest, lowest. So we take, looking for the lowest, so we take the highest. 2 cubed or 2? 2 cubed. 3 squared or nothing? Take 3 squared. 5 or 5 squared? We're going to take 5 squared. So we put that all together and we'll get 1800. So that's how we do it. You list out your prime factors. They will either give you the prime factors or you need to do a prime factor tree to find the prime factors. You then list them out. Every single time you get a new number, it's a new column. If there's no 3s, for example, in B, but there are in A, leave it blank for B. And then for highest common factor, you take the lowest from each column. And for lowest common multiple, take the highest from each column and multiply them to get a good, perfect answer. So that's how we do HCF and LCM easily. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe.